Hello recorders, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the delay of this video, it's just busy week with Jamie. Before we get on with the show, I'd like to start with a personal anecdote. Like growing up, my estranged older sister had this friend named Julio, and Julio would like pick on me for liking, stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or basically anything a nerd likes, all because Julio wasn't a nerd and he was just your typical wannabe tough cholo. When I was 14 years old, Julio tried to give me this realistic talk about growing up and be more like him. What, be a fake like you? I'm glad I did not listen to this guy, and it's a good thing. Like, sure, when I was in high school, maybe I was picked on for being fat, but it was never for, like, the things that I like. And I wasn't, say, a loner. I mean, I had a few close friends. Like, I wasn't trying to be, like, the popular kid or anything. Just be nice to everyone. And I'm always glad I never listened to Julio. Basically, never listen to anyone who tells you you're too old for something or like people aren't gonna like you just because you like this particular kind of stuff. Never listen to those people. Like, I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here running my channel or having the opportunity to talk to Dan, which if I ever get in touch with Julio, I will let him know to like rub it in his face because, I'm a dream chaser, not like him, which from what I've heard of Julio, he is not living his best life or of course, I can't really say speak for him. Like, the way he's living his life, that's his choice. And the way I'm living my life, that's my choice. And if Julio actually paid attention to the themes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the themes of friendship, which friendship is what helped me got through 2020, especially with my Queen Jamie. And for that, I'm forever grateful for the new friendships that I made last year that helped me get through that difficult year. Alright, recorders, I'm happy to present you the legend himself, Dan Green, and it's recording time!
Man,
Good to see you again, Dan. How you been?
I've been fine, been busy. Good though.
That's
How about
good.
you?
Me too. Busy. Like, well, I've been practicing on being a voice actor while I'm
Great.
waiting to go back to school to take acting. But in the meantime, auditioning for like student production stuff. Sure, no paid, but it's like gotta get the experience.
Absolutely. Get yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I commend you for getting some education as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
But as for you, like when you were first starting off as an actor, like what were some of your typical first early roles before you did Yu-Gi-Oh?
So I was mainly involved in pursuing theater. And so one of the first plays I ever did was there's this play called Hedda Gabler, and Eilert Lovborg is a relevant character in that play, and I got a job understudying at the Broadway production of that, and an understudy obviously is who fills in for when the real guy can't be there. But that was literally my first job. But mentioned this in the group thing. I was felt very fortunate to portray the gentleman caller in the Glass Menagerie at a production that was done at Yale, where it was directed by Joe Chaikin, who is a well-regarded director. He's passed on since. But those are among some of my favorite theater experiences, and I think having a theater background and feeling comfortable, sort of being that big, theater is different than on camera. And I think that helped to make me comfortable with some of the things that Yami had to do, being as grand and as he was sometimes would sometimes be during a duel.
Yeah. Like one thing I'm curious is how'd you came up with the voices for Yugi and Tim or Yami?
Yeah. So it was really just trying to satisfy what was being asked, which is something that every actor is going to encounter at some point, right? You're trying to get what the director wants out of a scene, and they were not sure exactly how much they wanted the voices to vary and how young should Yugi sound, and those things kind of grow and evolve over time. If you're doing a role that goes on for years, if you look back on any cartoon, you'll often notice that the first episodes, people sound recognizably like their character, of course, but when compared to later episodes, later seasons, very often there's a difference of some sort.
Yeah, like I think a good example was in The Simpsons where Homer's voice was completely different.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. And even Bart's different, largely the same, but different. Or one of my favorite classic animated series is Batman, the animated series. And even Kevin Conroy is, a little different in the earlier seasons than he becomes. Of course, all still very good, but
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. And are you much of a gamer? Like when it comes to like a character like Knuckles, did you like to prepare for him? Did you like play any of the games before you played them?
I actually did not, and I hope that's not a disappointing answer. But although I do like to game, I like to play video games on consoles, and so like PS, PlayStation, or Xbox. But the games I was playing were more like Tomb Raider and Call of Duty and Halo and stuff like that. But the thing that's nice about portraying a character in a story is you need to understand what the character cares about in the story more than you need to understand how to play necessarily the game. So I don't really play Duel Monsters, but I think I do an okay job of representing Yugi and the Tem. But they make what's important to those characters in those moments clear, and that's what an actor needs.
Yeah, and like, hey, do you know about that PS5 joke that the PS5 looks like Kaiba?
I know it. I haven't heard that. I love that.
Oh, yeah,
I want to tell Eric that immediately. It looks like Kaiba, right? Because of the white jacket and sort of the dark.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, yeah. And other than that, like I really enjoyed the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, The Dark Side of Dimensions, and I feel like there's a good enough. Like, if you were asked to like do a sequel series, will you be on board?
Absolutely. I love doing this stuff, and I mean the characters themselves. They're fun to do, and it's also great to be able to interact with fans like yourself.
Yeah.
And if people are into it, and if it's a good story, I mean that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think there's like, I feel like the concept of like dueling dimensions, I feel like that's good enough for like a sequel series as long as they come up with something more strong and meaningful.
Sure. I would be intrigued what would be a good reason to bring Yami back. I don't know what that reason would be. But yeah. And so long as he's not there to help Yugi, because Yugi doesn't need help anymore.
Yeah.
At least not from Yami.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Dan. Always a pleasure to talk to you, and hopefully, meet you in person one day.
I'll look forward to it, Stephen. You take care.
You take care of yourself, sir.
Okay. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for your time, Dan, and we are out, recorders. Please hit that subscribe button, comment down below, give me a like, and catch you next time.